Gonna start this off. Welcome to the show.
It's not bunch of fucking bullshit. It's not Shut up! I hate you so much.
Shut the fuck up, Donnie.
Dude, I fucking hate that. Yo, that was a bit of a hardcore intro, but that was 21st Century Schizoid Man by King Crimson, which is this dope kind of weird-ass band. Yo, excuse me, I'm dead. I'm super sick. I don't think it's COVID, touch wood. I got a COVID test. Coming back from Mexico, and I just got those results, and they're negative. Fuck me, God. So I got that COVID test on December 13th, and I think it's like December 21st now or something like that, or 20th. So I could have got COVID somewhere in the week, but it doesn't feel like it. I've had a cold like this before. Frankly, I think it's like stress induced. But anyway, I'm sick. I know this cold. Like I feel like I have this cold in my body. And then when I get stressed, my immune system weakens and then this cold comes out. And what happens is I get a headache and I get super achy. And like it's all the back side of my body. Like my back right now is really achy. It hurt so much last night. I didn't really have a great sleep. So it's like just a rough go. And I think it's like my body telling me to just chill the fuck out. But anyway. What's up? Welcome to Things I Hate 55. Dude. Look at all of these. Shit. So many things. Haven't had this many things in a minute. So first of all, big shout out to the cutie I visited in Mexico. I'm not going to say her name on here because I don't know how she feels about that, but big shout out to her. I had a wonderful time with you down there. That was sick as fuck. And, excuse me, wonderful time. I went down to visit this person and she hosted me at a place that she's staying at, and it was like great. We went to the beach and chilled out, and she really took care of me and did all this wonderful things. So huge shout out to her. That was really, really sick. Great work. I will say the place that we stayed was like, her family's house. And it's in like, for lack of a better word, the hood. And it was like very safe. It was fine. I never felt like I was in danger. But like apparently everybody in Mexico has chickens all the time. And I didn't know this. Like they have roosters too. I thought roosters were supposed to crow at dawn. Turns out roosters crow whenever the fuck they want to. And usually when they want to crow, it is the whole night. They crowed the whole night. And like you think of a rooster, you think of like cock-a-doodle-doo, like a little, oh, it's a cute crow. No, it's like sounds like somebody's being murdered. It sounds like this. Ah, 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 ah. Sorry, I think I deafened some of you guys with that. Ah, ah. That's how it sounds for the whole night. I had Noise canceling headphones on. I still heard them. The other thing that happens is that on Saturday night, the little children in the neighborhood go buy apparently fucking hand grenades from the corner store, Reed Large Fireworks, and just fucking carpet bomb the neighborhoods. So we were going to sleep Saturday night, and starting at about 5 p.m., about every half hour, you'd hear like boom, like a boom that would cut off your conversation, where like you wouldn't be able to hear the word that was just said. Boom. And it would be a fucking firecracker like echoing in the streets from just little children fucking carpet bombing the neighborhood. So that happened. Then when we weren't getting carpet bombed, the dogs were barking in the neighborhood because it's just dogs in Mexico just hanging. Oh, dude, it's so nasty. We saw this one dog. It had maggots on his eyes. It's just gross. So anyway, there's mad dogs hanging around and they're barking, and then the rooster like that. And then also the people in the hood just party all night. So there's just music like, and it's like it's like high intensity music, you know. You know, it wasn't like chill tango. It was like, you know, it's crazy. Yeah, so yeah, then we just hung out on the beach all day. Yeah, so this is my Mexico trip, you know, just filling you guys in. We just hung out on the beach all day. And then it's so sick on the beach, like vendors will come up to you and then just be like, dude, do you want to buy this like fresh, they have like shrimp on a stick that they just caught in the ocean, or like oysters they just caught in the ocean. They're like, do you want to buy this? And you're like, yeah. But then like what happens eventually, you're just like, oh, fuck my back. Eventually you're just like, yo, like fucking pass. Like I don't want to buy any of this shit anymore. And then, so you're just kind of like, no gracias, no gracias. And then they'll come up and they'll be like, hey, like you want the drink? You want some food? Eh? And then you'll be like, no. And then they'll be like, you want some weed? I got that blow. You want some weed, homeboy? And you're just like, it just broke me up because it's like all these fucking, you know, Jose's just passing by. I mean, like, you want a bracelet? You want a drink? You want some weed? It's like, wow, you're really covering the whole breadth of produce there. Eh? You got fucking bracelets, drinks, food, and weed, and blow. He's like, you want some blow? I know you like blow. I was like, no, I'm good, man. So that happened, and then also we went to this like surf town called San Pancho, which in the most polite way, in the most beautiful way, felt like when you flush a toilet, that's where things end up. I know that sounds like a bad metaphor. You know, it's not supposed to be disgusting. It's supposed to be like far. It's like a corner of the earth. It felt like a corner of the earth. Like when people are like, to the end of the earth. It felt like the end. It was like far, far away. Even though it was only an hour from Puerto Vallarta. That's where I was. Puerto Vallarta. Anyway, so this kind of corner of the world attracts some interesting characters. And one day, me and this beautiful lady, we're chilling on the beach, and we're just hanging out. And then we see this dude, this white dude with cornrows, tight. He goes up to this other people near us, and he says we hear him say, yo, can you listen to my rap song? And, you know, I'm like, fuck. Anyway, he comes up to us after, and he's like, yo, can you listen to my rap song? And the people before us rejected him. And this lady I was with, she's very sweet. And she was entertaining these people a lot more than I was, because these vendors would come by, and I'd just be like, get the fuck out of here, in the politest way, you know. But anyway, I took some notes from her, and I tried to be a little more nicer. So when this dude came by, this rapper, I was like, trying to be nicer. So I was like, all right, let's hear your fucking rap song. So the dude comes by, and he's like, he's got a dog, he's white, and he's got cornrows, and he's like, yo, can I do a rap song for you? And I'm like, sure, do a rap song. And then he goes, I've got 2. And I'm like, just do one. Then he pulls out a folded piece of paper and he's like, all right, here we go. And he's just about to drop it a cappella. Now, look, I could tell this guy had a touch of the tism, okay? He was a bit spaced out. He had a big dog he was walking. And we were kind of like, man, who's taking care of who here? Is the dog his fucking self-help guy, or is he walking the dog, Anyway, all that, he's a bit of a weirdo. He was about to drop a cappella, which would have been way worse. So I was like, dude, you want me to beatbox for you? And he was like, yeah. So I threw down a beat. Then he goes, and it's just like, I just fucked up, and I should have recorded it on video because it was like the funniest shit. It was so bad, and it was just like, what did he say? He was just like, popping Molly, popping pills, represent the Bay. Yeah, Bay. Yeah, popping pills. Like, literally, it was like that. That's not like an exaggeration. That's what it was like. And one time he just goes like, I got talent. I'm talented. I got talent. Like that. So it was hilarious. I wish I recorded it. I fucked up. But anyway, that happened. What do we got here? I talked about that. All right, great. Cool. So that was my Mexico trip in a nutshell. Again, shout out to El Jefa. Oh, fuck me. Which means the boss lady. That was a great time. Wonderful. Cool. Things I Hate 55. Sick edition. I feel like shit, but here we go. Legends of the Fall is supposedly a amazing movie from the 90s. Woo, so sick. It's quoted in pop culture. It's supposed to be dope. It's about 3 brothers that grow up in rural Montana. Their father was an ex-colonel for the North in the American Civil War. He saw the atrocities committed by the United States government and was like, fuck the government. I don't want to be a part of them. So he just fucked off to rural Montana and raised his boys. His boys grow up. The youngest one goes away to Harvard. He sees the atrocities of World War I. He's like, I want to go fight in this war. Meanwhile, before this happens, he has met a beautiful lady and brought her back to their ranch. And this beautiful lady and this youngest boy, Samuel, are going to get married. Right? And when he brings this beautiful lady back to the ranch, both the other brothers are immediately like, I'm trying to fuck, which is like, yo, I get it. Like, you can't control your emotions. But it's like, okay, they just, the tagline, I was thinking about this, is like, everyone freaks out about this movie, but I was like, dude, this movie is just about a trifling-ass bitch and some fucking himbos. You know what I mean? Who just can't keep it in their pants. Fucking brutal. So, youngest boy comes back with his newlywed, or his fiance. Immediately, the oldest brother just eye fucks the shit out of her. It's like, okay, I thought this was the era of gentlemen. Brad Pitt plays this, sexy hunk. And he's like a wild man, and he's in the wilderness, and he can't be tamed kind of thing. So he comes in, obviously riding on a horse with, some fucking carcass on one. And she immediately creams her jeans. And it's like, Jesus, lady, is that all it takes? Just some fucking idiot coming in on a horse with a dead carcass? Holy shit. Where's your fucking integrity? So she creams her jeans for Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt's the middle brother. Samuel is the youngest brother. The oldest brother is Alfred. Alfred creams his jeans for Susanna, which is the fiance. But it's a moot point right now because Samuel is like, I got to go to war to fight the good fight. And his dad's like, fuck you, man. War is shit. Fuck the government. But anyway, Samuel's like, no, man, suck my dick. So the brothers, Samuel goes, and then Brad Pitt and Alfred basically go because they're like, I can't let my little brother die. Shocker, little brother dies. Brad Pitt tries to save him, can't. So Brad Pitt's all PTSD fucked up now. Brad Pitt comes back. Brad Pitt and Alfred come back. Alfred goes to the Susanna, and he's like, Susanna, I love you. I'm trying to hit that. And she's like, no. Brad Pitt comes back. She immediately jumps Brad Pitt's bone. But Brad Pitt is like, I don't give a fuck about you. Because he just fucks her. Like, Alfred was going to marry her. Brad Pitt just fucks her. And then there's this hilarious scene where Brad Pitt is out on the porch after fucking her in the evening. And then Alfred comes out. You know, this is the morning after. Alfred comes out and he's like, you got to marry her. And then Brad Pitt literally goes, why? To make an honest woman out of her? Like, holy shit. Like, what a Chad move. It's just like, suck my dick, you cuck simp. You know? Just like, what a cunt. This poor Alfred is like in love with her. And they're brothers. And he's just like, fuck you, pussy. Like, I banged her. Suck my dick. It just killed me because it's like Legends of the Fall. And it's supposed to be like this fucking dramatic thing. And it's just like basically Jersey Shore, but like in rural Montana in the 1920s, you know? Anyway, so Alfred fucking tweaks out and then he bails. He goes to the city and he becomes like a successful businessman. Meanwhile, Brad Pitt and Susanna hang out and fuck. And things are chill for a while, but then Brad Pitt has a PTSD attack, and he bugs the fuck out, and he just bails. After Susanna's Samuel died, so she was like shook by that. Then Alfred tried to bang her, and she's like, nah. Then Brad Pitt comes home and is just like, what's up, girl? You trying to fuck? And she's like, yeah, and they just bang. And then Brad Pitt is just like, never mind, I don't give a fuck, and bails. And then Brad Pitt literally just fucks off to like the far corners of the earth, San Pancho. He fucks off. He goes on a sailboat and he goes to different indigenous tribe and they show him shots of him and he's like crazy. He has a beard and shit. He fucks off for like years. So then Alfred comes back to the ranch one day and sees Susanna and is basically like, yo, Susanna, you know, I'm still down if you're trying to fuck. And then she's like, yeah, okay. And it's like, yo, bitch, why don't you get a job? Like, what are you, only good for marrying people? Come on, lady, get it together. I know it's the 1920s, but fuck. So she just basically hoed it out between each of the brothers. She starts with the youngest, goes to the middle, and then the middle fucks off, so she goes to the oldest. Trifling ass bitch, you know what I'm saying? So, and you know, these fucking himbos are all fucking each other's girlfriends. They're all brothers, and they're all just, the one brother, the youngest brother, brings a girl home, and they all got to, you know, like, there's no other ladies in the world you can find. You know what I mean? Like, Jesus, you got to fuck your brother's girl? I know he's dead, but Christ. So anyway, so that was the whole thing, but it was just hilarious because they're just all such shit humans, and it's presented as this beautiful story, and it was, like, kind of nice, but I just couldn't get over all these, not just trifling ass hoes, but trifling ass people, man. The only homie who was the most legit in the whole thing, there were a couple. Oh, there's even more, but the dad, played by Anthony Hopkins, so fucking legit. Then there was a Native American dude who, like, lived with them because the dad was hella cool with the Native Americans because he didn't want to slaughter them. But anyway, so before, like, all this shit goes down, when they're growing up on the ranch, they also on the ranch have a family, and it's a white dad and a Native mom, and those people have a daughter. And the daughter, so, like, the daughter is, like, roughly 10 years younger than Brad Pitt. Maybe more, maybe, like, 15. And then at the start, she's, like, 10, and she's talking with the fiance, and she's like, haha, I'm going to marry Brad Pitt when, you know, I'm going to marry him. And you're like, okay, like, that's just some kid shit. So himbo Brad Pitt comes home after fucking off for, like, years, being a total, like, basically absentee partner. Just, like, dick move. Comes back and is like, hey, yo, where's my fine piece of ass, Susanna, the fiance? And they're all like, shockingly, she didn't wait for you, you big idiot. And, you know, So then he's like just fucking around the ranch. Who does he find but a grown-up daughter who is basically like his sister growing up? He's like, oh shit, this girl's fine as hell now. And they fuck and marry and have children. And it's like I said, like at least a 10-year, 15-year age gap. And also just like, dog, like that was the lady you grew up with. Like, shit. Where's your fucking integrity, bro? And he fucks it, and it's just like, you know, and everyone's just down with it. They're like, yep, cool. And then even Alfred is like, he hears the news, and he literally in the movie goes like, damn, she was like a sister to us. Like, what the fuck? And it's like, yeah, honestly, Alfred was kind of the only guy who had some sense to him, except for the fact that he kept simping over that dumb broad Susanna, who was really like, the whole movie, she's just bugging out, and then in the end, she kills herself. It's like, wow, talk about, you know, poor female role models in art. You know what I'm saying? She literally, before she kills herself, she like cuts her long hair. Like that's some crazy, whoa. Talk about sacrifice. You know, you're really fucking taking one for the team. You're cutting your long hair. Anyway, so Legends of the Fall. And I had heard about this movie in pop culture for ages because it's like, you know, oh, let me just, how are we doing on time? I probably started this at like 8:45. I'll say I'll start it at 9. We'll finish at 10. Anyway, so it's like, dude, I'd heard of this movie for ages, having it being like, you know, some dope thing. It's got Anthony Hopkins, Brad Pitt. Turns out it's just Legend of the Trifling Ass Bitches and the Himbos. You know what I mean? And it's just like, dog. Sluts abound even in the 1920s. And I don't just mean the lady. In fact, she was a bit hoey, I guess, but I feel like the biggest hoe is Brad Pitt. The lady bailed, so he just fucks the girl who grew up with. Like, it's so odd. Ugh. Anyway, it was whack. It was like a good movie still. It was cool, but it was just like, you know, Legend of the Trifling Ass Bitches. You know what I'm saying? Dude, I just put this down. Like, I can be such a drama cunt sometimes. I think I talked about this already, but like, I don't even know how to phrase this, but like the other day, I don't even know if I want to get into it. No, let me leave this. I don't want to do that. Oh, this is kind of a bummer, but like, yo, I was listening to rap, and all of rap is like, yo, man, I shot that fool. Like, I iced him. Man, give me that rock. I sell drugs, you know? And like, when rap first came out, and even now, people are like, yo, rap promotes violence. Like, yo, look at these rappers. They're doing all this. Oh, fuck me. They're doing all this awful shit, man. How can they talk about this? How can they talk about that? And it's disdainful. The tone in which white Fox News anchors talk about rappers is with disdain because of the content of the lyrics of the rap. But it's like, the thing is like rappers are describing the environment in which they live, which is to say they need to sell rocks to get by. They need to rob people. They need to do like bad shit just so they can eat. And it's like, dude, like if people are pushed to that brink, then it shouldn't be disdain. It should be sympathy and concern. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying this because, like, even me, I love rap. I've kind of been, you know, hit with the message multiple times where it's like, yo, rappers are fucking thugs and dangerous and fucked up and bad people. But it's like, dog, like, and you kind of believe it, you know, like, you're like, rappers are hardcore shit, man. Like, don't fuck with rappers. And yeah, rappers definitely are hardcore, but the message shouldn't be like these rappers are dangerous and bad people. That's incorrect. The message should be, look at how our society has failed such that now there is like a whole culture, group, race of people that is suffering so much that like a huge facet of their arts and culture is concerning like their suffering. You know what I mean? Like, just thinking like, you know, if people in the hood, rappers, black people really, are suffering this much that like all of their songs are about dealing drugs and stealing and fucking, all that shit. It's like, okay, the reaction should not be like, look at these fucking dangerous pieces of shit, It should be like, oh my God, like we have to help these people because they're in such dire straits that like their whole culture is based on like music about, I don't mean to say their whole culture. I don't want to get in trouble here. I'm trying to be positive. But like I think you get what I'm saying. It was just like the difference between the tone where like again when you hear like news report, there'd be like another rap album came out discussing drug abuse and drug selling and violence, and people are like, oh, rappers, you shouldn't be saying that. But that's not the reaction that should happen. It should be like, oh man, rappers, you're saying that? Oh my God, like we need to help you out so that you no longer are required to say this. Like you no longer feel compelled to say this because it's no longer your environment. Like it should have been that tone. And I wrote down, it took me 30 years to realize that. And I think that is systemic racism, is that. So anyway, hope I don't get canceled for that. I think you can see I was trying to be kind of progressive. Anyway, oh my God, I'm starting to sweat. This is the most energy I've exerted in the past 48 hours. Okay. Oh, let's switch to a lighter one from that. Now, my mom, God bless her soul, what a wonderful lady. She sends me a lot of cooking videos and cooking things. She sends me recipes and stuff. Frequently, you know how I feel about recipes. But regardless, she sends me this. So she sent me this video called Quiche Lorraine by this guy, Jacques Pepin. We're just going to watch it.
This is egg day. I'm doing all kind of egg dishes today. I love eggs. I'm going to start by showing you how to make a quiche Lorraine, the classic quiche Lorraine, in the style of my aunt. She never pre-cooked her dough, and she did the dough usually with some lard and butter. You unmold it this way, and right here.
With some lard and butter.
Great dish on the first course, and it is not really complicated to do. Here is how I did it.
I think this guy has a list.
First, make the pastry. Now place a cup and a half of flour, some butter and lard, and salt in a food processor. Process until the mixture resembles coarse crumbs. And add the water.
Coarse crumbs. Let me hear that again. That's so good.
Butter and lard and salt in a food processor. Process until the mixture resembles coarse crumbs. Then add the water. Process again until the mixture begins to hold together. Dump the dough onto a work surface and gently gather it together, kneading it lightly and flattening it into a disc. Roll it into a circle a little larger than the quiche pan and carefully lift it up into the pan, pushing the dough into the corners with your fingers, then crimping the edge. Remove any excess dough using the rolling pin. Mark the dough using the back of a knife. The tart is now ready to fill.
Oh, dude, look at that pro.
Cut 1.5 cups of Gruyere or Emmentaler cheese into half-inch cubes.
Gruyere.
And arrange them in the base of the prepared pastry case. Thinly slice about 5 slices of cooked bacon and sprinkle them over the cheese.
So my mom goes,
Crack 4 large eggs
this,
into a
like,
bowl, season with salt and pepper, and whisk well. Pour into a cup and a half of milk and a half of a cup of heavy cream and mix again. Gently put 3/4 of the custard mixture over the cheese and bacon. Set the filled quiche on a baking sheet and place it into the oven where you can pour in the remaining custard mixture without spilling it. Bake
That's
in
a
a
smart
400-degree oven for
Didn't
about
fill
an
it up too
hour.
high. That's a smart play.
And then let it rest for 20
that
minutes before you cut into it.
That's it. Coarse crumbs. I just like that. I thought you guys might like that. What is this? No photographers in court. Why do they have oh God, Jesus. Why do they have a court artist but no photographers? Like, what the fuck? Like, why would that be? Just like, I don't know. Everybody who watches, who needs to read the documents are like fans of art. Maybe the whole police force is just made up of sketch artists and they're just all critiquing each other's work all the time. Like, oh, did you see what Jimmy did on that old case? Yeah, pretty good work over there, you know? They have a stenographer, which literally types out everything. But that also begs the question, why don't they just record court? Like, what the fuck? Why do they type it out and why do they draw it? Why do they have, let's do this. Why do they not have photographers in court? The presence of cameras can create fallacious information that can damage the reputation for the courts and the trust from the public and or viewers observing the televising profession. In the U.S., photography broadcasting is permitted in some courtrooms but not in others. Some argue that the use of media during courtroom proceedings presents a mockery of the judicial system, which is uncited on Wikipedia. Though the issue has been contested at length, the presence of cameras can create fallacious information. What the fuck is fallacious? Based on a mistake. Fallacious. Sounds like fellatio. That's my kind of courtroom. How you doing? Fallacious information that can damage the reputation for the courts and the trust from the public and or viewers. Many famous trials, such as the O.J. Simpson murder trial, were televised. I didn't know that. In the wake of the O.J. trial, many judges decided to ban cameras from their courtrooms, which makes it sound like it's an individual choice based on the judge. Immediately after that trial, California governor announced his opposition to televised trials, and he asked the Judicial Council to consider reinstituting the ban on film. What is this? Federal Rule of Criminal Procedure 53 states, except as otherwise provided by statute or these rules, the court must not permit the taking of photographs in the courtroom during judicial proceedings or the broadcasting of judicial proceedings from the courtroom. However, some federal courtrooms... Well, what the fuck? The courts have thus far been willing to overrule concerns at the expenditure of judicial time on administration and oversight of broadcasting. The necessity of sequestering juries so that they will not look at the television program. Oh. That's good. The difficulty in impaneling an impartial jury in the case of a retrial. In impaneling an impartial jury in the case of a retrial. The necessity of larger jury panels or increased use of marshals. I don't know why. The psychological effects on witnesses, jurors, lawyers, and judges, and related considerations of solemnity, dignity, and the like. Justice David Surter said, "The day you see a camera come into our courtroom, it's going to roll over my dead body." Okay. So it looks just like to cause less bullshit, which, like, frankly, kind of makes sense. Like, if someone's drawing something, it's way more chill than if someone's taking a photo. You know what I mean? Okay, well, there's that fucking mystery solved. Dog. Okay. Millennials get a lot of shit, you know? Millennials get a lot of shit. Oh, why are you whining about your fucking mental health? Why are you whining about the environment? Fuck you, millennial. Okay, fair. Maybe we are kind of whiners a bit. But I'll tell you something that happened to me that is like, yeah, this is what the fuck we're talking about, okay? So I'm at the grocery store, there's a lady in front of me. She's buying reusable grocery bags. Great. Fill your fucking boots. Now, she's buying 14 of them. I counted because it took a long time for them to do the checkout because they had to scan each one. I don't know. It took a long time. 14 reusable grocery bags, which are, in a sense, just glorified plastic bags. So I'm wondering why you need 14. Now, maybe she was doing some charity work or something. I don't know. But look, that aside, she's buying 14 reusable bags. She's also buying a couple of like random items. She scans all the bags. She scans the random items. Then the cashier asks her, "Hey, do you need a bag?" What the fuck? So, but I'm like, you know what? Cashier's on autopilot. You know, the cashier was an older lady. She's an older lady. She's on autopilot. No problem. You know, first layer of defense has fallen. You know, the cashier asked for a bag, but that's, you know, first layer, that person missed the common sense. You know, cashier, you missed the common sense because there's fucking 14 bags here. I don't know why the fuck you would ask this lady if she needs another bag because there's 14. Like it was fantastical. It was something out of a fever dream. It's something you see in a Monty Python weird intro. You know, there's 14 bags. You're touching 14 bags, and someone's like, "Do you want another one?" That's crazy as fuck. But like I said, old lady, fucking cashier's on autopilot, whatever. I'm thinking, no problem. This lady, she's either really down for the environment because she's buying 14 reusable bags, so she never has to buy another plastic bag, or she's doing some charity work. This lady's got it. She's going to be fine. What does she do? She does fucking, she says yes. She goes, "Yeah, I'd love a bag." And then she takes a paper bag. And then the worst part was she took one of her 14 reusable grocery bags. Then she stuffed the other 13 in the one. But then she still accepted a paper bag for her other items. And it's like, okay, well, I know that you know how bags work. I know that you know how bags work because I just saw you put 13 of your bags in another one. How come you just didn't do that for the other fucking items? What? So, you know, when people are like, millennials, hey, you fucking shitheads. The planet is dying. It's +5 in December. Use the 14 bags that you just bought. Is this a joke? What? Like, I couldn't write something, like, that's crazy. You know, how could you write something better? How do you even, it's just, that's my issue. It's like, yo, everyone just stop and think. Just stop. Just pause. Take a deep breath. Look at what's in front of you and just think about the most logical course of action. And I guarantee you, lady and cashier, you would have both been able to come up with a solution that given that there's 14 fucking bags, you wouldn't need a 15th paper one. It's crazy, dude. It was crazy. I should have said something, but I was too flabbergasted to respond. Crazy. 14. And since she puts, like I said, she puts 13 in one, and I'm like, oh, great, she'll put her items. No. Oh, my God. I'm so sick. Oh, God. Oh, God. Excuse me. Oh, my God. Jesus, Lord. Oh, disgusting. Oh, disgusting. Oh, my God. So disgusting. Oh. Oh, fuck me. I'm sweating. Oh, Jesus. Okay. What else we got? Isn't little person worse than midget? Like, I feel like if I was a midget, I'd want to, excuse me, if I was a little person, I'd want to be called a midget. I feel like little person is more demeaning. I don't know. I'm sure they have a reason for it, but like, you little person, it's like, you put little in front of disrespect, like you little bitch, Midget, I feel like at least that's a name of your own. I guess midget used to be a more demeaning word, but I just was like, they're like, it kind of makes me laugh when, when you hear somebody be like, like, oh, that's a midget. And then somebody else goes, hey, they prefer little person. And you're like, really? They prefer that? That's what you guys landed on? Little person? You couldn't pick something better? I don't know. Like, it's just like, be like if somebody called me Thomas and I'd be like, hey, I prefer shithead. And you're like, what, really? Anyway, I hope I don't get in trouble for that. Prefer a little person. Why? that sounds worse. What do I know? I'm speaking from ignorance as usual. Lady Buzz. Oh, yeah. AeroMexico is dope. Dude. Okay. So Mexico, you tell people you're going to Mexico, and they're like, oh, my God, don't get fucking robbed and kidnapped. Which is like, fair enough. There's definitely some shit down there. My point is people have like a poorer image of Mexico than other North American countries, Canada and the U.S. It's more dangerous, blah, 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 blah. First of all, I feel like U.S. should take the cake for most dangerous North American city, probably. Or, excuse me, most dangerous North American country. Regardless, people are like, yo, Mexico, like, don't fuck around. And they're kind of like, oh, Mexico, like, not as developed as Canada and the U.S., not as developed, poorer, Mexico, dirty, poor, Mexico. That's kind of like the stereotype and the ethos and the judgment around Mexico inside of Canada and the U.S. You know what I mean? Which is, like, I think Mexico City is pretty dangerous from what I've heard. But the reason I bring this up is because Mexico has all that shit, that poor rap, that poor reputation, which is like, I don't know. I'm sure parts of it are deserved, in terms of like the cartels and shit. I don't really know. But what I did notice is that my flight down to Mexico was magnitudes less civilized than my flight back. What's the difference, Tom? Well, my flight down used Canadian and American Airlines, and my flight up used a Mexican airline. And that airline was called AeroMexico, and it was dope. I had more legroom, a free meal, and a free beer, and some other shit. I can't remember. Oh, there was movies. Like, my flight down, oh my God, just like no legroom, awful. And excuse me again. Oh. Good Lord, excuse me. Anyway, my flight down, awful. And I'm thinking here, wow, here's the so-called civilized Canada, U.S., and the flight is shit. And then I come back to AeroMexico and they treat you like a human, which was excellent. Also, on that note, what the fuck is up every border agent's ass? Why is every border agent such a cunt? I don't get it. Like, is the job that shit? Like, I mean, I guess they're dealing with people all day, but I feel like if most people are like me going through an agent, I'm so scared every time I go through a border that I'm just like, yeah, here you go. Like, just tell me what I need to do. In other words, the interaction for them is easy. Now, I don't know, maybe they get a lot of difficult people, but they're just such cunts. And I feel like I heard that Canadian border agents especially are mega cunts, which holds true for me on this trip. I came back and, you go through those areas in the airport, customs, whatever, and like it's always some guy doesn't give. He's like, over there, go over there, and you're just like, okay, like, good to see you too, Christ. Go over there. So you're getting jostled around. You don't really have your bearings. I don't travel that much, so I'm like trying to figure it all out. They're like, go use that machine. So I get the machine. This is to come back, and I can't use some machine to declare. I get a fucking piece of paper. I had to take my mask off at the machine so it could take a picture of my face. So I have my paper, and then I'm walking toward the border agents, and now they're all intimidating cunts because they're standing there with their thumbs in their vests, you know. Like, dog, you're a failed police officer. Why don't you check yourself? And also, it's not like police officers the big. I don't get how police officers and these fucking border agents can walk around with such big dicks. Because it's like, dude, like, what? Like, how are you proud to be this? How are you proud to be a border agent? If I was a border agent, I'd be embarrassed. I'd be like, yeah, I'm a border agent. Like, sorry, you know, like, it's embarrassing. It's like, dude, I feel like only violent people are like, yeah, I'm a cop. What's up? Yeah, I'm a border agent. It's dope. And you're like, okay. Like, if I ever met somebody and they're like, I'm so stoked that I'm a cop, I'd be like, You know, like, you gotta surely have some reservations. Like, I don't know about ACAB. I don't know if I'm on that tip yet. But it's like, surely, dude, you watch the fucking news, and like, you must know that police don't exactly have a great rep right now. So I don't know why you're so fucking jazzed on being a cop. Like, surely you must have some conflicts. You know what I'm saying? Instead, so like, maybe don't be like, what's up? I'm a cop. What's up? I'm a border agent. It's like, dog, like, anyway. So take my mask down, takes my picture. I get my little paper, prints it out. Now I'm walking toward these guys. They're intimidating, like I said. So I'm fumbling a bit. And I realize I'm walking towards them. My mask is still down. So I'm like, oh, I don't want to get in trouble. So I go to put my mask back up. Now, as I'm doing this, I drop my paper by mistake. Now I'm kind of right in front of the guy at this point. And I drop my paper and I go to pick this up. What does the border agent say? He goes, just show me your paper, sir. What do you think? I'm just here for fun? You fucking idiot. What the fuck do you think I'm doing? Just show me your paper. Oh, word, my plan was actually just to hang out here for a bit, if that's cool. Maybe talk some shit with you, you know what I mean? Just see how you're doing. What the fuck do you think I'm doing, you stupid idiot? Just show me your paper. Just show yourself to my fucking nuts. Shut up, you stupid cunt. Just show me your paper, sir. Dog, what kind of false limp dick authority are you trying to throw down right now? Like, you are a fucking infantry footman pushing the shitty agenda of whatever rant I'm on. It's just like, dude, like, shut the fuck up. Like, I couldn't, you know, just show me your paper. What kind of, like, it was like, dog, are you so insecure that you need to flex on me when I drop my paper? Like, I feel, dude, I'm a straight white guy. I'm tall, you know, so like, it was intimidating, but also like, whatever. This is just some fucking CEGEP dropout who's like a fucking idiot. But if I was an immigrant who couldn't speak any English or French, and he was like, show me your paper, I'd be fucking terrified. You know, these poor fucking immigrants and people arriving to Canada for the first time. This is the idiot who makes our first impression. Great. So much for our reputation of being nice. We got shithead McGee on duty. Show me your paper. Calm down there, Terminator. Asshole. Just so unnecessary. Just show me your paper. What the fuck do you think I'm doing? Like, what? You know, again, like, what do you, you thought I was going to sit down for tea? Of course I'm going to show you my paper. Just give me a minute. Clearly I dropped it. I'm picking it up. Ugh, stupid ass. What's this? Oh, and then, yeah, coming back from the airport, I get a taxi. Now, when Uber came out, there was this whole thing. Oh, poor taxi drivers. They're getting fucked by Uber. Oh, geez. Oh. Yeah, sure. But I get in the taxi, and he asked me for directions. And it's like, yo, man, like, I can direct you, I guess. But also, it's 2021. Like, just use Google Maps. And then he starts telling me, he's like, which way do you want to go? Do you want to go this way or this way? I'm like, bro, like, I don't fucking know. Like, I just got back from a trip. I'm fucking gassed. I just went through this shitty ass border agent. He asked me to show him his paper. I just got randomly COVID tested. Like, dude, don't, you know, just take me home. I gave you the address. You know what I mean? So it's like, sure, you know, maybe you feel bad for the Los Taxos, but it's like, also, get with the program. Just use Google Maps. You know, he's like, I'm going to take you this way. It's faster. I'm like, okay, whatever you say, you know. Ordering drinks on a tab feels cheaper. You put down a tab, you just don't even you just throw me a drink, yeah, baby. Then you get the tab back. Fuck, I fucked up. Yeah. I think I'm gonna call it here. Honestly, I'm pretty gassed, and I think we're about an hour. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna end it there. Sorry if this. I think we got a couple laughs in there. You know, sorry if this was a bit low energy, but I'm pretty sick. So. As I said, I did get my COVID test back from the airport today. That was on the 13th. It was negative, so fingies crossed. Anyway, love you tons. Talk to you guys soon. Love you tons. Bye. Bye.